Hello and welcome to another video. In this video, we will be talking about how working should be a means to an end and how we are all stuck on the working merry-go-round. And if we don't get off the working merry-go-round, then we will just be working until retirement age if pensions are still around. And as I said, working is a means to an end. And if we don't know where the end is, then we're just stuck working, which is what the vast majority of people in the world are doing. You see, when you was younger, we're told to study hard so we can get good grades, so we can get into good colleges and universities. Then with that, we can get into good jobs that pay us a good salary. With that good salary, we are then told to buy a house because your house is your castle, it's your kingdom. Now, to buy a house, because houses are bloody expensive, we need to get a mortgage. Now, to get a mortgage, we're going to go into massive amounts of debt for a very long time, 25 to 35 years. Now, we are told that we should treat ourselves, so we should get that nice car on finance. Hence, PCP finance is pushed on us. We are told that we should buy designer brands, designer products because we are worth it, and we should basically come to lifestyle inflation. Now, if we do this, we might be keeping up with the Joneses, we might get temporary satisfaction, but what we are doing is we are basically jumping on the working merry-go-rounds, and that is spinning faster and we cannot get off it. So, what is the working merry-go-round? The working merry-go-round is basically a vicious cycle which leads us to be trapped. So let me explain it with an example. For example, there is a guy called Tom. Tom is a banker in the city of London. He earns good money. Now, because his job is in London, he needs to get an apartment in London. The apartment costs him a huge amount of money. Now, Tom wants to show off to his mates, so he gets a flashy new car on finance. Now, with the insurance for his car, with the rent payment for his apartment, with his council tax bill, his food, his utilities, and everything else, at the end of the year, Tom only has £100 left from his salary. So, Tom has worked that entire year just to make £100, because even though Tom has a fat check, the vast majority of his money is gone. All his money is gone on his apartment, his cars, his clothes, his lifestyle, basically. Which means he only has £100 to save. You see, what Tom is doing is he's getting up in the morning, he's jumping into his flashy car to drive him to his place of work. Then he jumps into his office and he works for 8 to 9 hours a day. He then jumps out of his office, gets back into his car and drives all the way to his apartment. Once he's in his apartment, he's too tired to do anything else, so he eats, takes a shower and goes to sleep. The reason why he goes to sleep is because he needs to get up early to go to work again. And he needs to do this for 5 days a week. Now, while he's at work, the car is sitting there doing nothing. It's not making him money. It is costing him money. His apartment is doing nothing. It's not making him money. It's costing him money. So Tom is paying a lot of money to sit in his car for a few minutes per day to travel back and forth from his workplace and his apartment. Tom is paying a lot of money to basically essentially just sleep in his apartment and use the bathroom facilities. So Tom is basically paying a lot just for a bed and a toilet and a shower. And he does this day in, day out, month in, month out, year in, year out. And he needs to do this, or else his apartment will be gone, his car will be gone, and people will think he's not successful. And the thing is, Tom is majority of people, because majority of people are working to buy all these items without any plans of retirement. As I said, working is a means to an end, but these people have no end. They are just working. And the sad thing is, you're not working for anything tangible. You're basically a slave to your material possessions. You are working really hard to keep your material possessions, when the only time you use your material possessions is for a couple hours. So instead, we need to first think about how we can not work. And the easiest way is to reduce our expenses. Tom doesn't need to have a flash apartment. Tom just needs a bed. He can get any cheap apartment he can share with his mates, or he can just share with anyone, because all Tom does is sleep and use the bathroom facilities. Tom doesn't need a flash car because he just needs a transport to take him from his apartment to his workplace. So any car will do, which means by the end of the year, if Tom can replace all the expensive things for cheaper and better alternative, instead of having £100 left over, Tom can at least have £2,000, £3,000 left over. Now £3,000, if Tom is dedicated and invests that money, he can save up for a good amount of deposit for a second rental property or a house, or he could invest it in the stock market, which can generate him a good decent return, or he could invest it in starting up his own business. The aim is for Tom to lower his expenses, add additional income to accelerate his income, so that he can generate investing vehicles such as property or a business that he doesn't have to be hands-on with, so that then Tom can replace his 9-to-5 job and be financially free. Once Tom is financially free and he has a lot of disposable income, then Tom can go and get that flashy car that he wants to. Also, you don't have to get the flashy car on finance on a PCP. You can get it second hand. But as I said, work should be a means to an end, and you should find out what your end is. You should have an exit plan, an exit strategy. You should enter the world of work to make the money that you need to make, so you can leave the world of work and not have to return. So hopefully this video was insightful. If it was, then give it a like, subscribe, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and take care.